From inside Briarwood Elementary School. Everyone there survived, but nearby Plaza Towers Elementary wasn't as lucky. 7 students died. And the question tonight is whether more could have been done to prevent this from happening. Maybe not.
It's about the money and the statistics. An F5 tornado is very rare. It's 1 to 2% of the tornadoes. They don't happen very often. We're probably the only city in the world that's actually been hit with twice. So, it's the same reason they don't have safe rooms for earthquakes. They don't work, all the time.
There is no state law in Oklahoma requiring schools to have tornado shelters despite the increased risk there. Joining me now are storm chaser Jason McLaughlin and David K. Johnston, author and columnist. Jason, you've been chasing tornadoes for 13 years, and many of those tornadoes actually hit schools. Do you think requiring safe rooms could make a difference?
I do, absolutely. I think it's just a numbers game so far. We've really been lucky with the few number of schools that have been hit, and it's really just a matter of time. I mean, we have 1,200 tornadoes per year, so we keep playing with fire, and sooner or later it's going to bite us.
I want you to take a listen now to a mother whose son Kyle was killed in the Moore tornado.
I know the schools did what they thought they could do, but with us living in Oklahoma, tornado shelters should be in every school. It should be, there should be a place that if this ever happened again during school, that kids can get to a safe place. That we don't have to sit there and go through rubble and rubble and rubble and may not ever find what we're looking for.
Now, David, you and a lot of other people say it's way too expensive to build safe rooms, not worth the cost. But on a personal level, how do you explain that to that mother?
You can't, and it doesn't mean we can't do anything. Alabama, of all states, has led the way on this by requiring some changes in school design, like instead of hallways that become wind tunnels, putting dog legs at each end. But in Joplin, Missouri, the federal government put up money to build a shelter for 3,000 people. There's enough time in a low-density area to get 3,000 people into a shelter. So we should be spending money in the most thoughtful way, and building stronger schools and schools that have shelters would be a good step, but doing it on a mass basis would cost depending on how you do the numbers, $15 to $60 million per life saved.
Now, Jason, you're not just a storm chaser, you're also a teacher. So you know how tight funding is for education already. Who's going to pay for these safe rooms?
That's really one of those things where if you calculate the dollar amount that's actually being used and figure it in over 20 or 30 years, you're really not talking more than $20 to $30 per household per year. The biggest thing we're not talking about for the whole community, we're talking about for these schools, specifically for the schools, because regardless of how you say it, no matter what you do to help make your school better built, there's still going to be short corners taken. It's not going to meet FEMA 361 standards, which are designed to hold up to EF5 tornadoes, and that's just really what it is. I think the taxpayers, we owe it to them as part of education to make sure that our students have a good place to go, a safe place to go, especially when, as you hear some stories, there were stories of parents that were not allowed to pick up their students during the tornado because they were in lockdown, and some of those parents had storm shelters. So really, we're providing a disservice to those parents, saying we can't take that. You can't take your child to your storm shelter. They have to stay here where we have nothing to provide safety for them.
Now, David, you say that your research suggests tornado shelters would cost every home something like $20 million per life saved, which is a shocking number. But
would cost society that much money, not necessarily each homeowner.
No, I understand that. I'm talking across the board here. But the question is, the fixes that you are recommending, are they actually the types of things that would cost substantially less?
Well, it appears, if you look at what Alabama has been doing, they've come up with a solution that will work for most hurricanes, most windstorms, tornadoes. We certainly, at schools and hospitals, should have a different attitude about them than we do about other facilities because there are children in them. And we shouldn't be building in hurricane zones buildings that we know will come apart in less than an F5 hurricane or an F5 tornado. We should be building much stronger schools, and so design of new schools can be a very significant factor here in how we do that. I don't understand why other states haven't done it, but remember what Senator Coburn says. For people in his state, Oklahoma, to get any relief and help because of the tornado, other people in the country will have to get less in government services. If government isn't here to provide services in disasters and help protect us against them, what's it for?
Thanks to you both. Great discussion. We'll be right back.